Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. Today we are updating my tiny little pocket-sized reading journal. This is so cute. I have been doing like short reels on this with updates, and today I thought it would be fun to do some stuff in here with you while talking through it. This will probably be a pretty short video because I'm not doing any setups. I'm not decorating pages. We're just doing some updates. So this is my little reading journal. There are a lot of options out there if you are looking for a reading journal or a planner or things like that. There are ones that you can track how much you're reading by day and have pre-filled out forms and all that kind of stuff. This is just one that I got that's a blank dot grid notebook, and then I decorated it myself. This notebook is from Archer and Olive. It is sold out. If you like this size, it is called the pocket size, so you can look on their website and sort by sizes and see what they have available. The most common size that gives you a little more space would be an A5, so you can also look at that. By the way, at Archer and Olive, code Amy Plans Things will always save you 10%, and they do have some pre-filled out, like pre-decorated reading journals. I have not used those because I wanted to create exactly what I needed. So this is my little cover page, and then this is a set of Dutch doors I have here, and we are going to fill in a new quote into this in just a little bit, but this is where I'm gonna hold the quotes that I really liked from the books that I read this year. But I did this all with pen for the outlines, and then colored pencils for coloring it all in. And then I cut it out using a gyro cut. You could also use scissors or an X-Acto knife. This has a rotating blade though, so you get a mat of some kind to stick under and then use that. I will link the things I discussed down below. So I'm gonna have to pull a quote that I want to put in to put right here. From something that I've read recently, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I'll try to remember to do that at the end. This is a little quotes page just with a quote that I liked. And then this is my 2026 reading goals, 75 books. Okay, so first up for updates, I need to add book covers to here. This is the biggest update we need to do. And this is everything we need to add. I also need to add a few reviews here, just numbers like stars. So this is like my kind of hybrid spot. I didn't want a to be read list and a reviewing spot, so I'm just putting star stickers here and then filling them in. So let me look up what I had thought on these few books that I've finished, and then we'll get back to it. All right, so I looked up what I had rated them, but I also looked up the quote that I wanted to share. I knew there were some really good quotes from Alchemized, which was probably really a 6-star read. It only goes to 5 stars, so it'll be 5 stars in here, but it was so good. It's by far the favorite book that I've read so far this year. Super good, highly recommend it. But this quote, was really nice. It is, being alive is not the same as living. I hope someday you'll have a chance to realize the difference. So I'm going to write that down. And I can't really talk while writing because I will mess up the quote. And the author is Sen Lin Yu, and it's Alchemized. So I'm just making space for quotes in this area. I'm going that way just because there's a little more space with these little itty bitty Dutch doors that are so cute. Okay, back to these. Okay, so I had been using yellow, but it was kind of harder to see since these stars are so tiny. So I grabbed a pink click art pen from Zebra for these. So Crown of Ruin and Redemption, 3 stars. It was fun. It was fun. I have, between the bigger, thicker, heftier fantasy books that I read, I like to read not short ones, they're still hefty, but ones that don't require as much attention and they're just kind of lighthearted to read and get through. And while it is romantasy, sometimes a little smutty, all of that, it was fun. Let's put it that way. But Alchemized, for instance, was one that just like, I would sit and read it again and read it over and obsess about it. So, different. Okay, so I read Bite of Justice, and that one, again, also fun. A 3. Enjoyed it. 3 is perfectly acceptable. It's fun. It's nice. I enjoyed it. This is an offshoot book of that. It's like not in the series. This is a vampire series. And it is like related, but not in that series. So there we go. Okay, these 2 haven't finished yet either. Didn't read that one yet. Okay, so I cut these all out, and I feel like I didn't do a very good job of cutting them out. But we're going to see how it goes. What if I could just cut them again? I used just a cutting, like a craft knife for this. And I should have cut it using my gyro cut, except the lines would not have been as straight. So I'm just trying to kind of get off all this excess. And we have a little bit of fluff on the edges. So this one is actually really fun. This is Fierce Fury. It is the first ARC read that I ever received. That is advanced reader's copy. So the author actually sent me her pre-published book and signed it and everything. And this one was super cool. I loved it. It was a 5-star read. Of course, advanced reader's copies sometimes have a little thing here or there, but nothing big. The story was amazing. So this is Ligia Cushman. She's a Dominican-American fantasy author, and this story goes into those roots in this fantasy world. So her characters are based off of that. And it is just super cool. I loved the use of Spanglish throughout the book and really getting into a fantasy world that isn't just the fantasy worlds that we read all the time based on European characters and all that kind of stuff. So really liked that book. It'll be available, Kindle Unlimited, paperback, all of those types of things. Sometime this month. I'm not sure exactly when. Okay, but super happy to be a part of that advanced reader team. It was very fun. And something I can't wait to do again, maybe, for some other books. Okay, this one is Mages of Ruin City. I read that one and really liked it as well. And I'm currently reading book 2, which is Prisoners of the Metal City. And again, these are fantasy books. I've been trying to make sure to read, a whole bunch of different types of books. And this book also has a diverse set of characters and backgrounds, and I'm really enjoying the unique fantasy characteristics of this book as well. And again, it's really fun to get into these books with such diverse representation. Okay, so moving on. Runebreaker. This is by a first-time author, I think a debut author, and I absolutely loved it, and I need the next book immediately. So that one was also a 5-star read. Okay. Moving on to page 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the first 4 books in a series. I think there's a lot more books in this series. I have all this fluff. I'm just ignoring it on the edges. I think there are like I don't know, more books in the series. I have read the first 3. I'm taking a break. For some reason, I like the first couple of books of series, and then I kind of get tired. So I want to take that. That is a really big bit of fluff. So I'm taking a break from this one. I haven't read book 4 yet, but I want to. Just not quite yet. And again, this is kind of another dark romantasy. Okay. All right. So then on the list, but I haven't read yet, is Daughter of the Drowned Empire. Can I trim these fluffs? It looked really fun. I downloaded it on Kindle, and it's just on the list. All right, then read a werewolf book. It was fun, but it's got like 8 books in it, and it was like, it was fun, but it wasn't, it was very spicy, and I felt like there wasn't as much plot as there was spice, which typically I do still look for plot in a spicy book. So, yeah, just not going to read the rest of the series, but it was fun. I wanted to see where the ending went, and yeah. Okay, now, this is what I am most excited about. I have read this before, but I'm going to read them again this year because if you missed the news, Sarah J. Maas announced there's not 1, but 2 ACOTAR books coming out within the next year. She was writing the next book. So we have, these are books 1 through 4, and this is a novella that goes in the middle. She was working on the next book, so the 6th book or the 5th book if you ignore the novella, and it turned into so many pages, it has to be 2 books. So it's going to release on October 27th, and then part 2 is releasing on January 12th. So I'm going to reread the entire A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and we're going to go from there. Now, what order do these go in? Do I even remember? Okay, I really like these books. They're fun. They're quick to get through. Out of all the Sarah J. Maas books, they are the most light, I'd say, in terms of if you haven't read in a while and you're just getting back into it, which was where I was when I started reading these, or if you typically read fiction or romance or something else, these are a good first step into her world. And then her other series feel a lot more, they're also amazing, but they feel a lot more like high fantasy and less, there is romance of course, but less on the romance and more on the political stuff, which I do love. But these are a good entryway into her universe. So yeah, I'm gonna reread those. Okay, these books, these are bigger, as you can see. I'm not going to do anything with them right now, but I am going to stick them right back here because I keep all my book covers here in case I want to make a little page about them later. I'm not going to make any pages today. Okay, I need to put some reviews down of the ones that I've read. Okay, so haven't read these 3 yet. Did read Fierce Fury. That one was a 5-star read. The story, just I was hooked. I needed to see what happened next. I really enjoyed the Spanglish throughout the book, even though I haven't really spoken much Spanish since I studied abroad in Chile in college, but just reading it all like brought it all back and was super fun to see just that use of Spanglish in the book and seeing where this went because I could not guess what was going to happen next. Okay, Mages of Ruin City, I also really enjoyed. So I'm going to call that a 4-star. I'm in the middle of reading this one right now, so we won't rate that yet. This one I could not put down. So we are going to call it a 5-star. All right. So then I've read these 3, and they were all fun. They were all good. I'd give them probably all 4 stars. I generally am a really, almost put a 5 there. I am a very happy reader. Like if I'm enjoying it, I would call everything 5 stars easy, but I'm trying to be a little more, it's the same way with movies. I'm trying to be a little more aware of things. A 3-star is like entertained. A 4-star is like, that was good. And a 5-star is I can't put it down. So, oh, I just put that as a 5-star. It was a 4-star. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh, okay. Here we go. White acrylic marker. Let's get some ink going. There it goes. Okay, we're gonna fix it. Well, I guess I could have just used white out because I can't get it right in the star. So no, there's just no star there. It is what it is. Okay, haven't read that one yet. Haven't read this. This one was like, I'd call it a 2.5 star. Like I enjoyed it, but it was a little much for me. Okay. Gotta let this dry so we can move on to the next part. All right, we're good to move on now. So next up, I get to finish up or update my reading challenge. So we are going to see if we can add any new books. With this, I am ignoring words like the, in, because there are so many books that start with those prepositions and things that I would not finish this. So we are just going with the first main word. Okay, so crown, we already have done. Alchemized, woohoo! Okay. By the way, all these stickers are from Plannything, one of her monthly subscription kits. Okay, so we got alchemized. I just realized I was doing like uppercase and I did lowercase, so we're just gonna go lowercase from here on out so that there's some evenness. Okay, Mages of Ruin City. Runebreaker. Oh, woohoo. We are getting a lot in here today. Runebreaker. Fear's Fury. We already have an F, so not there. House of Lies and Sorrow. Nope, already got Hero of Ages. Prince of Sins and Shadows. Okay. War. War of Wrath and Ruin. And then we already got F. Okay, so that is all to update there. What we do need to do, I did not DNF anything, though. So, like, I read, which one was it? Oh, here it is, this one, and chose not to read the rest of the series. So that's not quite a did not finish, so I can't put it here. So DNF Graveyard is did not finish. It's where if I start a book and realize it's not for me, I'm going to write down the name because it shows up over here, but then won't show up on my complete list. So anyways, we are going to write down my list here, then fill in my countdown to 75. Okay, so just to make sure I didn't miss anything before. So we had done... Okay, so I don't have Hero. Oh, here's the Hero of Ages. Okay, and the Bite of Vengeance. So, yeah, okay, so I'm on track. So I need to write down the ones that I had already written down over on my little list over there. I'm going to try to keep it all uppercase if I remember. Bite of Justice. Crown of Ruin and Redemption. Alchemized. Mages of Ruin City. These aren't quite in order with how I read them, but it's cool. Runebreaker. Fierce Fury. You guys, I have done really well so far because we're just in the beginning of March. Oh my gosh. House of Lies and Sorrow. I've been taking time to read during lunch and then before bed every night. And a couple of days when I was reading one of the books I just could not put down, I did make the choice to like lay on the couch and read for a couple of hours, and that was lovely. War of Wrath and Ruin. And Feral Sins. Okay. That is so cool. Look at that. Okay, so we have to go all the way up to 18 on this little list today. Okay, so I have some new pens that I got from Zebra Pen and Daiso because they have the little stand where you can pick out your colors that you want. So let's just go ahead and use these colors that I picked up today. Oh, I'm going to be shaking the table every time I open the Mildliner, aren't I? Okay, wait. Put this here so it doesn't close, and then I can open it without shaking the table. All right, most of the stuff in this book you've seen are hand-drawn. These stickers are my mini mail stickers. They're only available as physical items, and there aren't very many of them left. So if you like these little ones, go grab them before they're sold out. But, yeah, super fun. Most everything else was hand-drawn, though, like my little Dutch doors at the beginning and all of that. Okay. So I went to the 18 to make sure I didn't accidentally fill in too many. Okay, so there are other trackers or challenges. I've seen like a book Monopoly and all sorts of things. There are also reading journals and planners that are like disc bound and you can pull in and out what you want. I know Kell of a Plan has one. Happy Planner has some reading journal stuff. Archer and Olive has a pre-done reading journal. So a lot of cool things, but I've had a lot of fun making my own by hand this year. So this is where we're at. More short videos will return at some point with this as I update more and do more of my little book reviews. This was an art journal book review page because I don't want to write a big review, but I thought making an art journal page based on the themes in the book and then putting the book covers and like a mini review in was really fun. So this was for the Mistborn trilogy, and that's the only one I've done so far. And that's what all those other book covers are for, in case I choose to make one. I'm not going to do it for every book I read, though. That's too much. Yeah. Okay, anyways, I hope you liked this reading journal, fill out, and chat with me just all over the place video. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.